and more. It never ends at this position. Look at that. See that? That is actually a German board game, a German chess piece. So, ready for something really, really cool? Ta-da! Yep, we are at the location. There's a little structure, History Hunter, Eagle Eyes. And this is the third part, and we are finding more of the structures here on this fantastic German Atlantic Wall fortification position. And I can't say more than wow, it is impressive, amazing, just absolutely love this place. I'm not sure what we are looking at right here, but it seems like it has crumbled in and it's kind of starting to slide down the hill here. So I'll just barely stand here, and yeah, there's an opening here, so that's a guard position guarding the whole hillside here. But we are definitely going to go into that one and figure out what that is all about. That thing there, Eli says, is not a bunker, so I believe him if he says so. So I'm going to go to the top, and holy cow, he was right. Wow, you can see the camouflage canvas, hooks and webbings and steel cables still there. But wow, look at that trench system going all down there, which I think is a huge barrack foundation. But this is all where it went to, just a small little room inside. So this is a munition storage, I think. And we're gonna follow this trench here further down. And I think there will be something waiting for us on the bottom of this trench. And that might very well be, yep, looks like a storage under here. But basically, there's a huge, see that? There's a huge barrack foundation, kind of set back a little back away from the gun placements. So I think that was smart. So every time I see the barrack foundations, I can't help thinking about the poor people who was in there, have to serve their country, maybe very often far away from home, and breaks my heart to think that they had loved ones and family and children they might never ever have returned, and they were children without a dad afterwards. So that's really sad. This is the trench, and the barrack foundation is over here. Kind of saddens me every time. It's a very special detail here. See that? Quick attachment for machine gun. Just on this running trench area, ends up here, and they could take cover behind here and take control of the whole valley. But there's a quick release mount for a machine gun right there. Take that tree away. See that? On that pedestal. So they could actually fire straight ahead, but also up there if the Allied aircraft came in. But to see that mount still there, that is really, really powerful. Yeah, center piece of the foundation of the barrack. I'm not sure what the layout is. Trench running up there, and you have the wall, protection wall around here. So many features, absolutely incredible. Hope you enjoyed part 1 and 2, but what we're going to show you now in part 3 is really going to be something else, so follow us. Wow, this is interesting. This is interesting. This is the German field ration boxes just laying here in the open landscape. See that? Some of them are even with the green colored camouflage canvas paint. That is because they actually used that when they painted the barracks and stuff. Holy cow. And it's just laying here. It's got a bullet hole. I think it's a bullet hole. That is cool. And there are glass pieces, other pieces, a box. Interesting, interesting. And there's that little bottle, piece of a glass, yeah. But that is fascinating. And these are the smaller types. See that? Hasn't been opened. There's another one. That could be Nivea cream, piece of the building material. But how cool is that? That's actually in really good condition. I think we're gonna bring that back. This one, I think, and that one. Very cool. See, in part 1 and 2, you can see the huge kind of defensive wall put around the perimeter of the fortress. And I mean huge. I really don't know how to describe it, but you're gonna follow me down here and you're gonna really see what I mean by this complex of trenches running down into the terrain. And I don't know how to describe it because I've never seen anything as big as this. And if you have a look, there's a little dud.
Looks like it's a nurse.
Okay.
Not dead.
But you see here what I mean? It keeps on running down into the terrain here. And there are these food containers everywhere. These are just wonderful because these are the genuine German WW2 food containers that the soldiers had here. Wow, they're definitely coming with us because they're just laying in the terrain. So no harm in grabbing those. But as I said, have a look here. There is a huge trench coming in from the top side here. Tons of barbed wire laying there. The troops must have run down the hillside here, coming down here to these insanely deep trenches. Eagle Eyes is actually down in that trench now. You can barely see his head there. Yeah, I can see that. Holy cow, it's huge. And I'm gonna, see here, Eagle Eyes, I'm gonna give something to you. Put that in your backpack, okay? Wow, this is just amazing. And this runs for hundreds of meters. And just imagine creating 1 meter of this. 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 meter. Everyone who has carried around concrete and rocks, they know how heavy duty that work is. I did some work in my garden a few years ago, just like 30 square meters and concrete and stuff. Holy cow, it took me half a summer. So massive amounts of work gone into this. And I'm gonna come over here and you're gonna see it continues. Goes over there and it comes here, goes up into the terrain and it goes all the way up, tons of barbed wire. Wow, just wanted to show you that so you can get a little grip of how much they put into this. And now we're getting into something serious here. This is one of the placements of the guns, 10.5 centimeters, and you have to imagine maybe something like this when you get in here. Now I think it's one of the huge guns. I'm not too sure, maybe it could be the flak or the other ones. No, it's a Bofors. It is not the huge gun placement. You're absolutely right, young man. The Bofors, it could be a Bofors gun that was situated right here. Let's go to the top and let them see the layout. All right, I'm gonna show you a little picture. See that? That could very well be here. You can see the piles, the wood around. That could very well have been right here, because that image is actually from this position. But you can see the slots, the munition slots and all of that, and the placement of the gun right there. Wow, very happy to have found that. That is beautiful. I spotted something here. What on earth is that? Can you pull it up?
Heavy.
Come on, pull it up. That's a huge oil can or something. Come on. Wow.
Whatever. Oh.
How cool is that? Looks like a container of some sort. In the ground with a lid.
Here.
Wow, cool. German can from the Second World War. Wow, look at that. See that? That is actually a German board game. A German chess piece from one of the soldiers that they used and played with in their barracks. Now it's in the trash pile area. and it's just laying there. That is so, it speaks volume. Wow. That, my friend, is a German WW2 S-Mine display, and we create and give them away to our Patreon team members. This is a German Soldatenheim little shadow box. This is a 9mm munition box. Everything here is original. These are artifacts from the Second World War, and we give them away to our Patreon team members. If you want to check out how to become a Patreon team member, there's a link here in the video description where it says more. Just click that, then you click the link for the Patreon, and then you'll see how you can become a Patreon team member, and you will in the end up with something absolutely spectacular, some small artifacts from the Second World War, and we will share history in a very special way together. Yeah, this is the third placement here with the gun, 10.5 centimeter with a half circle pointing out towards the ocean. And this is the base for it. Those huge bolts once upon a time held that massive gun. And imagine maybe something like this. Yeah, that is what took place here. That is really cool to see. And just to see the base itself is something that I enjoy. So, ready for something really, really cool? Ta-da! Guess you haven't seen that too many times, have you? That is a French Renault FT turret from a tank, converted and put onto a standstill little bunker thing. Wow. Let's go up and take a look at it. That turret is rather amazing to see right there. Holy pancake. And the entrance is so small. How do anyone get in there? But wow, this is the business end, and it's completely empty. So I'm just gonna take that camera and let you see it inside like that. Not much to brag about, but wow. GI, I think it says. That is fantastic. See that? Wow. I just love that. I have to flip the screen here a little bit so I can see what you're seeing. There you go. Wow. I never expected, oh, thorn bushes, I hate them. Never expected this thing to be here. Cool. There's a little hatch here. You can see how thick the armor was, 1 inch thick. Wow, I love that. And it's in conjunction with something else. I'm going to show you that. Boom. There is also a gun placement. But could that be a searchlight actually? Holy cow. And there are so many trenches here, it's unbelievable. No, it's a gun placement actually, where there was a 10.5 centimeter gun. So this is the fourth gun placement. You can see the first two in part one. If you haven't, I would strongly recommend you to check that out. And then, let me go down in this perspective. Right there, they put the turret, the tank turret. So you have a Panther turret from a Renault FT tank, and you have a 10.5 centimeter gun hammering on there, and you have your trenches. Wow, I don't know what to say. And would you know it? More trenches. But this one leads on to something rather spectacular, and let's have a look at that. So you want to see what the trench led down to? Boom. That is the original German fire and control bunker. And just look at the overview it had, placed all the way out on the mountainside here. Holy pancake. That is such an iconic construction. The dome there and the small metal openings there, they are shut now. But I'm going to see if there are any entrances or anything like that. I doubt it, but We might be able to sneak in there and take a couple of photos, but this is where everything was kind of controlled. All the guns could fire at the same time at the same target, and here they would take the bearing and the elevation and the distance. When the firing solution was ready, that was given to the crews, and boom, off it went. This is basically what I can see from here, because I think it's closed. Gonna check that out, but this is where it all took place, and it looks very nice actually, without graffiti or anything. You can see that, and that's where the crew came out. Wow, fantastic. I'm gonna go around and see if there are any entrances whatsoever, but that is really cool. Just imagine the frantic activity going on there when the crew had the firing solution, and that was given to the gun crews, and then there was a battle. Seems like we can. You can see here concrete. This is the rocks that kind of made an extra protection and camouflaged it. And I'm not sure what's in here. I'm guessing just a very small room. Yeah, a lot of chalk and salt. And this is ammunition storage for the gun placements, I think. Why are there 5 holes there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Were they going to blast it? Could have been for cables actually. Maybe communication equipment was on that wall. I don't know. That's for a fire extinguisher, I think. That's cool. Very nice. So how do you transport German troops quickly up and down the hillsides? Well, you create stairs. That's all you have to do. Create some stairs, and then you can go up and down, even in winter time when there's snow and ice everywhere. Another huge structure. See that? And that is also open. So I'm gonna grab my flashlight again. Seems like there used to be a door once upon a time shutting everybody out. There shouldn't be that. It should be open and available. Oh wow, what, am I seeing this? This is like a long hallway. Okay. What the? Whoo-hoo! Cold in here. Wow, what a surprise. What the heck is going on here? Are there rooms in here, or what is in here then? Oh, there's a tunnel going up there, and there's a tunnel going here. So I guess we have to take this one first. Seems to have been fire here. I guess they shut it in all openings except from one. Is that munition storages? No, it's actually open. Okay, there's a door. Been really manhandled, opened. Cool. I love it when it's available for the audience, for people to see it. See that little detail? That's where the cable ran on the sides there. So that's what they had these pockets for. They ran cables in there. Ah, I get it. They didn't have to bury cables. They just made that notch and the cables could run along the wall. I actually never seen that before. Never ever seen that before. So we're coming out here. What is that? That's the bedrock itself. Is that a room? Oh yeah, a big room. Holy cow. Painted white. This was something else. Sometimes there are murals and drawings, beautiful drawings and things like this. And there are several layers of paint. I'm guessing this is the first layer that the Germans put on. Maybe the post-war someone put on the white stuff. Wow. Fantastic place. And there is something here as well. That goes out, but I think that is closed off. And another room. These are the things that should be open for everyone to see. I mean, There's no point in shutting off this. Oh, there used to be something right there. See that? Yeah, you can see the lines and the measurements and everything for what they put up on the wall there. German ingenuity and being very methodical. Wow. This was really a nice surprise. And it is big. Look at that. This is what we do. We go out. Sorry, we fall. We research. We travel. And we do share great moments. We do all out there. And again, I hope you appreciate our effort. Please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment. Helps us out tremendously. Thank you. Wow, what can I say? This place took us totally by surprise and so many features. So if you have watched part 1 and 2, you see that. And this part 3, well, what can I say? Absolutely just marvelous. And we can't wait to show you more because we are on this massive road trip made possible by our fantastic team members on Patreon and PayPal, and all of you subscribing, hitting the notification bell, commenting, and giving us the thumbs up. Some from this guy here, History Hunter, and
Eagle Eyes.
Comment. We will definitely see you out there. Enjoy the rest of your beautiful day. We will. It's sunny and perfect, and we will definitely meet you out there next one. Bye bye.